Hey guys, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. It is Monday, June 25th. When it's Monday, it can only mean one thing here on our channel. It's time for What Sold on eBay! We're going to take a look at some of the highlights of our week, some of the things we were excited to flip, some of our greater finds, some of the things that we had a really awesome rate of return on interest. And then just some things for you guys to look out for when you're out and about sourcing and thrifting. Some BOLOs for you. Always, as I say, keep in mind our cost of goods is so extremely low that some of these items aren't for you. If we're getting stuff for 99 cents and flipping it for 20, that's great. If you're getting it for $5 or $6, not so good. So just keep in the back of your mind, like I always say, our cost of goods. But if you can find items as cheaply as we can, a lot of the things I show you every week are definitely things that you should be looking out for. Are more common brands and such. We'll go ahead and start with the amount of packages I sent out each day, as always. We all know that last weekend, not this last one that just passed, the one before was... That's the only thing I can think of that is family friendly to say. It was poop! We had 22 packages go out last Monday. Last Tuesday, we had 9, which is not good, but not bad. 9 is just under our 0.5% sell-through rate, so I'll take it, especially at this time of year, considering that most of the items in our store are still clothing, which is the summer slowdown's biggest hit, I should say. Clothing is what takes the biggest hit during the summer slowdown, and we still mostly have clothing. We are finding other items such as hard goods, plush, and things like that, but they flip fast. Most of what we find on one Saturday at yard sales until the next Saturday rolls around, we will have listed and already sold. We keep our listings at around 2,000 listings on eBay. Most of that's closed. The other stuff's coming and going like it's a revolving door. But our steady, steadfast, always there 2,000 listings is pretty much clothing. So during this time of year, 9 on a Tuesday, I'll take. Tuesday used to be our slow day. It still kind of is, but 9 is really good. I'm not going to complain about 9. Wednesday was actually pretty good, 12. We had 12 go out, which is pretty good, especially this time of year again. And Thursday, things came to a screeching halt, and we had an all-time low for like the last year. I'm going to tell you in a moment how many packages went out on Thursday. Those of you that follow us on Instagram will know I didn't even put up a screenshot of our packages as I do each and every day at shipping. I put a picture of a sad hippo laying flat and looking defeated and tired and said that hippo summed up my mood that day. We haven't had just 2 packages go out the door since May of 2017. As low and as slow as last summer was, and the other times of the year where things slow down, we haven't been as low as only 2 sales or 2 items going out the door in over a year. And it is kind of depressing. I don't want to use the word depressing because I'm not the kind of person who likes to be depressed. I like to be positive. I always like to look on the bright side and keep my head up, and when bad things happen, put my head down and work harder, figure out what's going on and get through it and make things better. And that's not just with business, it's with life and relationships and everything in my life. So depressed isn't really a good word for me. There's no such thing as failure to me either. There's low points and high points, and you figure out your low points and how to get around them and above them and over them and defeat them so they don't come around again. But it just felt discouraging because for over a year we haven't had only 2 sales. And now that we're cross-posting on at least 3 other platforms, it's kind of like a blow. It's a blow. Like, here, you can only sell 2 items, even when you've spread yourself out to all these other platforms. So, yeah, 2 was bad. I didn't let it get me down. I kept going. Keith kept going. We don't really let things like that affect us, except for like a moment where you're like, geez, man, this hasn't happened in like a year, dude. And we are cross posting like mad, bro. And then we laugh about it and we get busy. We get to hustling. Those of you that do watch a lot of our videos also probably saw my vlog last Friday, where I talked about how last week was a really rough week for me as far as my disability and my chronic pain and my insomnia. So last week was just a really weird week for me. I wasn't sleeping right. I was being affected by that. Those other insomniacs out there are people whose sleep is affected by chronic pain. You guys understand 100%. You kind of feel like you're in a fog. You feel, you just don't feel real, and you try to go through the motions. And if you have a good routine and a good schedule in place that you follow every single day, like I do, you can go through the motions, you can go through the routines. It's kind of like being on autopilot. You can still get done what you need to get done because you have a routine ingrained into your brain, but you still don't feel real and you're not working at full capacity. If you could say typically list 10 things an hour on eBay, on one of those days where you're just kind of in a fog, you can maybe do 7 or 8 because you're moving slower. And it's nothing that can be helped. It's nothing that any of us should be beating ourselves up over. You just deal with it. It's one of life's challenges for people with chronic pain or people with insomnia. You just have to figure out how to get through the hard times while still being successful and productive, and then coming out of it on the other end and just blasting away. I will give you just a short example. I know I'm talking a lot, but like I came out of it, I took a nap Saturday, and then I slept for 10 hours into Sunday. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning because I guess I had enough sleep that I felt better. I woke up at 6 a.m. I got to plugging away. I didn't even let myself on social media today until like 1 in the afternoon. And I got a lot done. And that's just my point. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. Just do all the extra stuff you can on your good days. And on your bad days, do the best you can. And don't beat yourself up, guys. And like those 2 packages, like I said, Keith and I joked around about it. Like, you know, you have to. And I was listing less last week, and that could very well be Cassini's way of telling me that she noticed. On Friday, we had 9 packages go out, and I'm just going to recap real quick because I went off in a tangent there and talked a lot, as I tend to do. Monday was 22, Tuesday was 9, Wednesday was 12, Thursday was 2, Friday was 9. Now, a lot of those items were exciting. Awesome rate. I always say rate, I mean return. Awesome return on interest, things we paid really super low for and flipped high, and a lot of plush. So I've picked out a couple items I'm going to show you real quick. You can see I just got a counter offer there. That's pretty cool. I always love those. These first couple items I'm going to show you are the mall brands or the run-of-the-mill brands that I swear by and a lot of people won't touch, and that's fine. Again, our cost of goods is so low, it's worth it to us. These Talbot's jeans I picked up for 99 cents at the Goodwill, and I got the $20.37. They were on the 25% off sale for the weekend, so I think that's how we ended up with this weird 37 cents at the end. A pair of Banana Republic jeans. I picked these up for 99 cents. I got them because they're a little bit bigger in size, and they're that like nice dark wash that seems to me to be in right now. Like a lot of people tend to like this darker wash right now. I personally like it too. I feel like you can dress up a pair of dark wash jeans with a nice blouse and go out to dinner and people think you're dressed up. These Almost Famous jeans I also got at Goodwill. I picked these up for a reason. They are Almost Famous, which, you know, is an okay brand. I picked them up because they're neat. They're neat. Look at these. They have, they're like a medium wash. They're skinny jeans. You can see that. Skinny jeans are also very popular right now. They have this contrast stitching, this yellow stitching. The button is like a bling bling jewel, and then it has tons of holes and rips. Destroyed, distressed, those are all great keywords with pants like this. And they have the whiskers here. that I always think looks so nice. So for 99 cents a pair of jeans, I knew we're gonna flip fast just because of these nice jewels here and all these rips on the front, the contrast stitching. They're a junior size, so they're more aimed or geared towards a younger age group. They were in our store for, I think, a week. I think it only took me a week to flip these, and I got the $20 I asked for them. I didn't even get a best offer. So that was a gut intuition I went with in the store. I chose to risk it for the 99 cents, and it was a good payout. Fresh Produce, I know I've mentioned this brand on this channel before. It's not a mall brand. It is a nicer brand. I do really well with it. Typically, I get Fresh Produce items in, and they're out the door within a week. I find a lot of them new with tags at our local Honey Pot. This particular one I did find at the local Honey Pot. I paid 99 cents for it, but it's been around forever. If you look really closely at this photo here, this background curtain with the like darker white veins through it, this was something we stopped using probably in November. I'm not quite sure that I can remember when we got our newest setup with the white paper, the more solid white background. I do know I switched to the curtain like August of last year, so this has been around for quite some time, and I wasn't understanding it because it was here through the winter. Yes, it is like a corduroy, you know, coat vest. This is the inside of it. That was what really drew me to it, other than those new with tags you see. Yeah, it had all of its tags on it. The MSRP was pretty good. It was $64. It had this nice inside. It's a nice pretty collar, this pink, and it was corduroy. It had everything going for it, and it sat all winter and never moved, and here I sell it in the middle of almost the end of June when we're getting into summertime and it's hot. I did accept the best offer of $27. I wanted at least 30, but you know what? I wanted it out of the store too. So I took this 27 best offer, and it actually went out today with our packages. Okay guys, we're getting into the Plush. The Plush has been flying off my shelves. I can't keep them in the store. The more popular recognizable characters and the more expensive ones. I have a couple I held back that actually sold today, and since I try to be honest about my what sold on eBay videos and do like a last Monday through yesterday, I try to go Monday through Sunday. So they sold, there were a couple more that sold today, and I'm holding back to show you guys until next week. Again, those of you that follow us on Instagram, I will be putting up a post either tonight or tomorrow morning showing some of our friends that have left for their new forever homes. But let's take a look at what flipped last week. Here is a Magic Talking Kermit. This was one of the plushies that Frenchie, or some of you know her as Renee or Stitch Witch. I do have a video of her and I meeting up and going shopping together. She's a fantastic person. She said she wanted to do a mini plush haul at the end of the video, and I was down for it. We went through her plush. She was great. She's a natural on camera. I absolutely love her. And then at the end, she said she was giving all the plush to me. I felt like I was robbing her. I told her she had a gold mine in her trunk, and she was insistent. So I don't want to turn a gift down, because that could hurt somebody's feelings too. So I took the plush, and I do appreciate it. I 100% appreciate it, because she sincerely handed me a gold mine, and I love flipping plush. It's one of my favorite things to do. The entire process. I love looking them over to be sure they're in good condition. I love cleaning them up. I love taking photographs of them. I love looking up their comps. I love having them around until they find their new forever home. And I love listing them. I just do. There's just something about plush. I don't mind listing them or in the research or anything. A lot of my favorite ones that come through here actually stay in my bedroom with me on shelves or on the dresser, and they become my friends until they leave for their new forever homes. Y'all, I promise I'm not crazy, but this is what I do. I just love plushies. So she had given me a couple Kermits, and these were probably my favorites. This guy stayed in the room with me, and I would push him every once in a while, so he would talk to me. He was really, really cute. He did go for the full asking price of $35, and they did pay $8.75 for shipping. After he was all packed away in his box, he was actually a pound heavier than I anticipated. So we kind of paid into some of the shipping, but that's okay because they did pay $35 plus the $8. So I'm just gonna, you guys that are longtime viewers have already seen him in Frenchie's little mini haul. And then there's this Kermie, and this one I really liked. He was adorable. He was bendable, and you could move his legs. And you see I have him here like, what is that called? Crisscross applesauce. And he's got one hand waving. And then here I moved him down so they could see that he is movable and bendable. His mouth's open. He's just real cute. He did have a lot of like, he's older, so he has a lot of like this, I don't even want to call it pilling. It's just like he's fuzzy. And I did look up close at photos of the other Kermies of this kind, the Applause brand with the bendable arms and legs. I found some exactly like him when I comped and looked here at the zoomed in. And they were all fuzzy. They all had like this condition to them. So I don't know if this was how this one was originally made or he's just old. He did also go for the $35 plus shipping. Now, Frenchie did give me a vintage Garfield. This is not the one she gave me. The one she gave me is a little different. This is one I had found in the Goodwill. I don't think he was in the basket with the cheapos. He was like $1. He's been around for a couple months. He's very similar to the one she gave me. They are the same brand. Like the tag on the Garfield she gave me looked the same. It was 1981. Hers is more in a like upright sitting position, and mine's kind of like sitting. I accepted a best offer of $13.50. Actually, I think they accepted my offer. They came in at like $8 or $10, real low. So I took an extra 10% off and went back with $13.50. And they took it, and he was first class. And then this Disney Winnie the Pooh. Anyone who saw my plush haul from the yard sale video over the weekend, I had a big box full of Winnie the Pooh and Disney plush I got for a really good deal at a yard sale. I did mention that the Christopher Robin movies coming out early August, starring Ewan McGregor as the grown-up Christopher Robin, and it has Winnie the Pooh and all of his friends from 100 Acre Wood. So I've actually been going a little overboard and buying every single Winnie the Pooh we see, and I'm paying up for them. I just kind of feel like the popularity of the movie is going to let these sell a little faster and a little more. This one already went. He was one I paid $1 for. I did get the full asking price of $15. He went in a poly. He was first class. He was a Kohl's Cares Pooh. Here we have Shrek. And again, Renee had given me a Shrek. This is not the Shrek Renee gave me. This one my youngest son found at the local Goodwill in the basket with the cheap ones. Longtime viewers, you remember I told you our local Goodwill, the one closest to us, has a basket of plush that are 3 for $1. And they throw anything in there from Beanie Babies all the way up to stuff like this and Disney plush. I think it's just stuff they want to get rid of. They recently raised the price to 50 cents per plush, so it's not like it's 33 cents or 3 for $1 anymore. But you guys, something like this that you can pay 50 cents for, oh my gosh, all day long. Okay, so I'm paying a little bit more, but I'm okay with it. So we paid 50 cents for him. He was on the 25% off sale over the weekend, so his price is a little weird. It's got the 6 cents on the end. They did purchase him. They did not best offer. He went for $14.06. He went first class in a poly. We have these giant, in case you're wondering or want to question how we send big guys like this, we have really big giant poly bags. And I do have a video on the channel about how we pack and ship our plushies to their new forever homes. And I do believe on that video I gave the dimensions for the largest bags we have for the really, really big jumbo plushies. And so I will put that down below for you if you're curious, if you want to see all the different poly bags and boxes and things we use to ship our plush. And here is the last little plushie that left us this week for his new forever home. He was in the store for 2 days. It took 2 days for him to sell. My youngest son found this one again. He was 50 cents. he was in the basket with the 50 cents plush, and I took him up front with us when we checked out, and I was honest. I said he was in the basket, but I really don't think he should only be 50 cents because this is a really awesome plush. And she said, you guys are regulars, it's fine. So she gave him to me for 50 cents. He does sing. He does the if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and Google the annoying thing crazy frog. There is a video. He's very popular. I asked for 30, well, it was on the 25% off sale, so I was trying to get 35 for him. But he went to over the weekend. I listed him, I believe, on Friday, and he went into our 25% off sale. He sold for $32.81, so that was amazing. He did have to ship in a box because I wanted to protect his eyeballs. And here, I'll show you his eyeballs. They're cloth, they're not hard, but they're plushed out of his head, and he has these little plastic pieces in his goggles. Also, he is a singer, he is a talker. Those always go in a box. In case you're curious, this Magic Kermit that talked, he went in a box. This Kermit also went in a box because I wanted to protect his bendy legs. But back to the Crazy Frog, he went in a box because he talks, but it was like a smaller box because he folds up his legs. And some bubble wrap around him just to protect him, and he still went first class. Okay, so we're out of the most exciting plush that sold this week or flipped, and I have 3 items left. Just some kind of neat things I want to show you guys. This is a gauge we found at a yard sale. It was 25 cents, so we picked it up, but we were getting some other items, and we went up to the guy with like this great big handful of stuff. And our total was $9.25, and he added everything up, and then I said, oh, and don't forget the gauge. And he looked at it, he's like, I'm not going to worry about a quarter, so just give me $9 for everything. So we basically got this guy for free. He sold overnight for $22.50. This is just a cute, I found this by chance at a yard sale. I was digging through a box of plush, believe it or not. And look how cute this is. I can't even stand it. It's got a little video game and like, oh, I don't even know. But I was digging through this plush and I saw Neopets. And Bolo, guys, Neopets. I've sold Neopet plush that are like 3 inches long for like 15, 20 bucks sometimes, depending on the character. Neopets are something you should be looking out for. And handheld games are also a bolo. Handheld games are definitely a bolo while you're out at the yard sales. You can get them relatively cheap, and they flip pretty good. But this one was a Neopets handheld game, so it had 2 things going for it already. It had the 3 little characters. They go in this little blue piece over here on the side, and then it opens up into this wonderful world of Neopets. She gave it to me for $1, the lady that was running the yard sale. We didn't know if it worked or not because it needed batteries. I took the chance, we brought it home, we tested it, it worked. Keith threw it in our store for $18, and about a week later, maybe a little bit less, 4 or 5 days, give or take, it sold for the full asking price of $18. It had to be shipped in a box, of course, been protected with bubble wrap, but it was first class to go. And then I wanted to show you guys these things, and I just want to talk about these a little bit, and then let you guys go. These I found last summer. So they've been around for a year. I found them at a yard sale last summer, and what drew my eye to them, I remembered this little girl right here in the middle top with the red umbrella, and this one here from my grandmother's house. I don't remember what she had. I don't believe it was coasters. It's just like, it was just this little tiny niggling of a thought in the very back of my head, just this little voice that told me I remembered seeing these at my grandmother's house. So these, whatever these are, I knew she had them. I felt like they were already old when she had them, when I was younger. And the whole set of 6 coasters they were giving away, not giving away, they were selling for $1, but I would say basically giving away. And so for $1, I wanted them. I got them home, checked them out. They're Hummels, they're made in Western Germany. So I pretty much, you know, got a good deal. I comped them. They go for like anywhere from 20 to 25. for the set, and they're wooden. I don't know if you guys noticed that in the title up here, but they're not thick, they're not glass, they're not ceramic, they're very thin wooden coasters. Even individually bubble wrapped in a tiny wrap, a bubble wrap each, and packed in a box. Very carefully, when we shipped it, it still went for first class. So they did sit around for a year, so you know, we paid $1 for the set at the yard sale, and then we probably paid about $1 maybe to store them for the year, and $3.50 to ship. It was still worth it to flip them for $23.79. Now the reason I wanted to bring these up and talk about them is I do hear a lot of sellers all of the time saying, I'm in the business to sell, I'm not in the business to store, I'm not a storage. But sometimes you need to be a storage, and you need to weigh the cost of keeping it stored against what you're going to eventually make. And the only reason I say this is because there are items like this that are definitely collector's items, but you are waiting for that one person, or maybe 2 or 3 people who collect this, who are going to be online searching Google, searching eBay, or whatever, that happen upon your listing and want to buy it on any particular day. This is not your mainstream collectors like the Kermit the Frog, the Winnie the Pooh, the Star Wars. These are a very specific niche of collectors, and you're going to have to wait for that 1 or 2 people that are looking for it. If you are storing them for 10 cents a listing every month, even if it takes a year, you're paying $1.20 to store them to make, you know, $18 or whatever. So sometimes I think if you find something this unique, this vintage, this amazing, even if you know it's going to be so long tail that it's going to be around forever, and you're going to have to wait for that very unique item, not unique item to come and buy it, unique collector, it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think sometimes you need to be a storage because you can find great things like this at yard sales, and I don't want to pass up on it. If I got to sit on it for a year, these didn't take up any amount of room. I had them stacked in a stack of 6 on the end of a table upstairs where we keep our glassware. It was not a big deal. So sometimes I want to be a storage unit because I find great stuff like this, and I want to sit on it until I find the right buyer. Not only because I can make money, but things like this are so hard and unique to find that someone that collects it, that can happen upon yours and get it, I feel good about myself. I do. I mean, I feel like, oh, they finally found it, and it was me. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about our flips last week, and tell me what, you know, how are sales going for you? What was your most amazing flip this past week? What was your best return? See how I say that? Yeah, return on investment. I said it right that time. What was your best return on investment? What have you ever sat on something like this for a really long time before someone bought it? Just anything you want to say it to me in the comments down below. I love to read them. I am very behind right now on answering comments. We all know the kind of week I had last week. I'm working on it slowly but surely to get caught up to respond to all the comments. Know that I will get to you. I respond to each and every comment that people leave. I do love reading them. I love hearing about your guys' lives and your stores and your Posh Closets and the things you flip and the yard sales you go to. I really enjoy the sense of community that the comment section brings to us. Also, can you guys do me a favor and smash the like button? If you didn't like the video, you can smash the dislike button. That's fine too. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.